I've been working on sensor-based systems for about 15 years now, and I think that in the near future that our smart devices will know pretty much everything about us. They're going to know whether we're depressed or not, they're going to know what our carbon footprint is, and they're going to even know what our information needs are before we even know what they are. And I think that these kinds of smart devices will enable us to create many kinds of opportunities for societal benefit. So sustainability, healthcare, transportation, urban planning, and more. Okay, so that's sort of like, I think, a long-term vision of where we're going as an entire research community. But I wanted to sort of give you some more stats about some of the specific areas with respect to smartphones, because they're the most pervasive device we have today. All right, so if we just look at smartphones themselves, over 1 billion were sold last year. Currently in the United States, the penetration rate is about 75%, and worldwide it's around 25%. And there's been over 100 billion apps that have been downloaded on each of Android and iOS. So this is a really big market. But let me tell you about how intimate these devices are too. So let me give you some fun facts about millennials. 83% of millennials say that they sleep with their phones. All right? If you're not familiar with the term millennial, basically people who are around 20, 25 or so right now. So 83% say they sleep with their phones, 90% say they check them first thing in the morning, and 1/3 admit to using them in the bathroom. Okay, so I'm not going to do a poll here, but so you can sort of see just how intimate these devices are. But then if you look at not just the devices, but the data that they offer too. The data is incredibly intimate too. So these are screenshots from my own phone, and if you had access to my phone, you would be able to know who I know based off the contacts and call log, where I go based off the GPS and photos, and also a whole rich amount of sensor data too, the accelerometer, sound, light, and so on. And so the opportunity here is that we're creating a worldwide sensor network with these smart devices, and we can now capture and analyze human behavior at a scale and fidelity we've never been able to do before in human history. Okay, so again, this is sort of like a long-term vision of where we're going with all these technologies. So with respect to this talk right here, I want to try to give you a little bit of sense of what might this brave new world be like what kinds of new opportunities are there, but also what kinds of privacy challenges are we going to face, and what kinds of new approaches are there for privacy as well too. I think it's going to be pretty obvious to everyone here, today's notice and choice just won't work. I mean, how are you going to show privacy policy on small devices or on glasses, or if you have all these different wireless sensors? It's just not going to work very well. So what can we actually do about this too? So more specifically, I'm going to tell 3 different parts to this talk. The first part is going to be a story about some research we did in something called Livelihoods, which is looking at urban analytics. How can we use geotag data to understand cities? And then